What's up, folks? It is I, Stu Myrick, for another edition of Sports Guys Talking Wrestling. Justin Smash Simmons will be along momentarily. Hope you've had a good start to your week. Hope you had a good weekend. We do have NXT on the TV. Luckily, this week, it is not, head-to-head with AEW. Now that we're at the World Series, don't have to worry about baseball preemptions on TBS. And R-Truth just walked out on NXT. Right now, Wesley came out to the ring, the new North American champion, thanking the crowd and everybody, and then here comes Grayson Waller to, wet on the parade, and now here's R-Truth doing the What's Up from Monday Night Raw. So, it was a good weekend, though. Full weekend. I spent, all weekend. I was at Circuit of the Americas for the 2022 Formula One Aramco United States Grand Prix. Congratulations, Max Verstappen, winning the race. He had clinched the drivers' championship 2 weeks ago in Japan, but by winning here in Austin, he clinched the constructors' championship. That's the team championship for Oracle Red Bull. So, he had some doubtful moments. It was a late pit stop where their tire gun failed, and he had to sit there while they were trying to get a new gun, and so he was stationary for a good 16, 17 seconds, which in Formula One for a pit stop, that's an eternity. But he found his way to the front. He and Lewis Hamilton battling. It looked like Lewis Hamilton might finally get his first win of the season. Really weird to say that. But nevertheless, Max Verstappen getting the win. I think they head to Mexico City next. And I think that's next week or in 2 weeks. I can't remember. So there was that, and then came home. I had every intention of making it out to Q2 Stadium, but getting out of Dakota was hard enough. So, it's this weekend. Excuse me, Mexico is this weekend. So never mind. Anyway, so came home and watched as Austin FC, in their second year of existence, defeat FC Dallas 2-1. And they will play in the MLS Cup Western Conference Finals against LAFC, the 1 seed versus 2 seed. That'll be at Bank of California Stadium in Los Angeles on Sunday. But, to think of where Austin FC was last year, their first year, and you fast forward and they're on the brink for playing for the MLS Cup. So hats off to Josh Wolf and everybody at Austin FC, and keep the ride going. As was Matthew McConaughey talking about the 100-year war. Well, I'll tell you what, they're doing it. They're doing it right. So anyway, it was a good weekend. It was a fun weekend. Tonight is we'll recap Halloween Havoc. It was a fine show. There wasn't any. Outside of Wesley capturing the North American title, wasn't much else momentous about it. So we'll see. but we'll recap that. Of course, recap the latest from WWE, AEW. Short show this week because the second segment is in the can. Late last week, had a chance to talk to Dak Draper. We visited with him so much when he was with Ring of Honor, and now he's with the NWA. And they've got a pay-per-view coming up in, let's see, I guess it'd be less than 3 weeks. Hard Times 3 coming up in New Orleans. And he has a shot at the NWA National Heavyweight title. So had a great conversation with him. So if you either listen to the radio show on the Horn or you get the podcast, you'll hear that conversation as the second segment. And the audio is actually up and the video is up. So go to our on our YouTube page. And you can see that. I also just recorded today an interview with the former two-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion, Nick Aldis. Someone I'd been wanting on the show for quite some time. I was able to get him. We had a great conversation. It went about 27 minutes. And the video is up on our YouTube page. And that will run next week on the radio show and the podcast. So yeah, so some good stuff. Let's see. Meanwhile, it was Blake and Inofu, I think is their names. Anyway, it's Quincy Elliott, the Super Diva. Anyway, I should text Justin. I saw him yesterday. He was doing his little delivery thing, and I said, "Hey, see you tomorrow night." He goes, "Yeah, see you tomorrow night." So let's in. Oops. All right, there we go. Let's see if we get response. Anyway, so yeah, there's been some stuff happening in WWE, in AEW. So we'll chat about it. Dynamite back to its regularly scheduled night on Wednesday nights. They've got a title match. John Moxley defending the AEW World Title against Penta El Cerro Miedo, which should be a great match, but kind of random. It's like no build whatsoever, no nothing. Just all of a sudden, boom. There we go. So we'll see what happens. What else? Let's see. Longhorns lost to Oklahoma State. Quinn Ewers, I think they said he had 15 overthrows on Saturday. It was just maddening. So they are on a bye this week as they get ready. I believe they host Kansas State on November 5th. I think that's the next one. So, and they got to get ready for that. That's the purple curse. It seems doesn't matter the year, doesn't matter who's up, who's down. Every year, exception of the last couple, but most every year, Kansas State finds a way. Yeah, finds a way. Oh, that's in Manhattan, in the Little Apple. Okay, but yeah, Kansas State will find a way to beat Texas. And so it's November 5th. It will be at Bill Snyder Family Football Stadium in Manhattan, Kansas. It's to be at Kansas State. So, and they announced kickoff time for that? No, that's right. That's a 6-day deal. So we'll find out this weekend what the kickoff time is for that. Allegedly, they had some lucha libre happening at Coda. I didn't get a chance to find it. And there he is, wearing that beautiful WrestleMania hoodie that I got him back in April.
I feel like one of those people on QVC,
It's even got the little. You still got the sticker on it, the little hologram sticker.
Yeah, that's what the cool kids do. I think. I'm not really sure.
Well, come on, you're closer to the cool kids than me.
I'm going to be 40 soon. So that's no kid. I still have any kids. That's the only difference.
I'm in my mid-50s, so you're getting no sympathy out of me.
No, we can do one of those remake things for you, like where get you new like a stylized beard line, and they'll trim up the hair to match with it, and there's like some fly shirts and some updated jeans, and you have a good shoe game though. But
I have a good shoe game. All right, well at least there's that. How you doing, man?
it could work. Oh, well, I mean, you see what I do in my part time.
I did.
I'm pretty tired today.
I imagine.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's not like the most difficult money to make.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, besides the bureaucracy BS, inefficiency and such,
Right.
Everybody can use exercise. And
Yeah.
might as well get paid to do it, I guess.
Yeah. Why not? As we got Apollo Crews, who put Grayson Waller in the casket to win his match.
Is he going to be supernatural now?
What are you talking about?
I keep on telling you every week.
It was a casket match. It had nothing to do with supernatural.
Druids.
That was
The fact that
they brought out the casket. So what? Druids are not supernatural.
He teleported.
Druids, and being a druid is like a religion.
He teleported.
He did not teleport.
He had to have teleported.
No. Stop.
Why was he not inside the casket after he was dropped through? Which was a great bump, by the way. That was a spectacular bump.
It was a good bump. So I don't know.
See, wrestling always needs a supernatural gimmick.
It does not.
Yes, it does. Even the missing link.
Okay, missing link was just crazy.
But did you believe
Shotzi with the green hair and black and orange tights? That is a lot of color going on.
It's Halloween Havoc, right?
Yeah, but
that's
green.
great.
It's green hair and
orange and green. It's a timeless combination.
Yes, we are approaching Halloween. In fact, so Bucky Godbolt and I, we were talking at the game Friday night, saying, "Hey, this Friday, Austin High at House Park, I wonder if we'll see a Thriller routine." Because every high school drill team in Texas for Halloween, I think they're almost required to do a routine to Thriller.
I can't think of a better one to do, honestly.
Hey,
I was gonna say,
it's
unless they do the Monster Mash.
Well, that would be fun
Monster
too.
Mash.
Yeah, that would be fun too. So
It's a graveyard smash.
Monster Mash. So yeah, we'll see. Lake Travis, Austin High at House Park.
Should be
Friday
a close
night.
one.
Nah, it won't. Be not like it was with Dripping Springs. All right. Well, let's make a little radio magic and see what we got. Here we go.
This is the Boogeyman, and you're listening to Sports Guys Talking Wrestling. 1, 2, I'm coming for you.
When they're not covering the sports world, they're talking about the world of professional wrestling.
It's Sports Guys Talking Wrestling.
Now, with Justin Simmons, here's Stu Myrick.
It is Sports Guys Talking Wrestling on the Horn. Stu Myrick, Justin the Smash Simmons. And because we are getting close to Halloween, had to pull out the Boogeyman liner.
Oh, you know, I love the reference. I was like, oh, we're still a week away, right? Because I was like, I didn't come in costume today.
So, technically it's on Monday. It's on Monday of next week.
Yeah, I can just do it next
But
week.
by the time when we're back next week, it will be November. So, you know.
Yeah, I'll still
Go
get
ahead and do
in.
it. We'll go ahead and do it now. So, but hey, you know. How was your weekend?
Busy.
Mine too.
I mean, not as busy as yours, but
Yeah.
busy. Somebody's got to work the small games.
It was fun to be at Circuit of the Americas for the Formula One Aramco United States Grand Prix. Congratulations to Max Verstappen on getting the win, clinching the constructors title for constructors trophy for Red Bull, or should I say Oracle Red Bull Racing. And it was very poignant. The day after the death of the founder of Red Bull, and first name's Dietrich, and I'm not going to try to butcher the last name, but he had passed away on Saturday, and so needless to say, they dedicated that win to him, to his memory. So, but yeah, it was good. It was good weekend, fun weekend. Had a chat with Will Arnett.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, from, Arrested Development, done all these movies, and, now hosts Lego Masters on Fox. He has a F1 post-race show on AMP, which is the new live radio app from Amazon.
Oh,
and so he was out there with Michelle Beadle, getting interviews and such. So it was cool to chat with him. So really neat. So I also got chance to chat with the legendary Sir Jackie Stewart, former 3-time Formula One world champion.
Yeah, that's cool.
Did
really cool.
Motorsports commentary all those years for ABC, way back in the day, back when I was a kid.
So I definitely didn't see him live, but I know who he is.
He is, he was looking dapper. Had the plaid, hat and the pants. It was fantastic. So. A lot of fun. Saturday night was Halloween Havoc from NXT. By the way,
that's what you're talking about, how the Longhorns played?
No, we don't want to talk about that.
It was Havoc. On
it was
defensive end.
Havoc, very Havoc. By the way, shout out to our good friend Dave LaGreca from Busted Open on the kickoff show.
Yeah.
Way to go, Dave.
Must have been pretty cool, right?
Yeah. So it was very cool to see him on there. About the only real momentous happening was Wes Lee winning the NXT North American Championship in the ladder match.
What do you mean? There was a casket match. The guy teleported. There was a lot of insane stuff.
As I said, the only real momentous occasion, and couldn't be happier for Wes. Of course, we know him as Desmond Xavier, but so happy for him getting his first singles championship in NXT. Looks like could be Grayson Waller could be his next, his first defense coming up. But
let's take a step back real quick. Think about it. I mean, he was in a really popular tag team, right?
Yeah.
And then the personal issues got in the way to where they were split up.
They had split, right?
And
right.
usually when that happens, like, that guy's done. And
he was kind of floundering for a little bit,
but they kept him on TV, even
They
though he wasn't strong going in by himself. They built him up and give credit where credit is due, because usually WWE drops the ball on these type of things. But even through Vince, they kept on pushing him little by little by little, and now he's rightfully North American champion.
Yeah.
Now I'm hoping that he gets a good run. Like Carmelo had amazing matches.
Right.
So he needs to kind of live up to a very high standard here. But hopefully he does okay. And that makes me wonder, does Carmelo Hayes now move on to the next level?
Carmelo Hayes has been he's been working matches on Main Event.
Does he work with Hit Row? Like, do they insert him as the guy.
Well,
that
that
Shane's-
was the thing Friday night on SmackDown. They've, got, their, Hit Row has this rivalry with Legado del Fantasma.
Which I'm
And
digging.
it mentioned, they mentioned getting a mystery partner. Who knows?
Oh, that would be awesome, though.
That could be fun.
That would be a
Yeah.
good setup for him because you need teams that are going to take losses. That's just a part of pro wrestling.
Yeah, yeah.
And right now, it's looking like Hit Row is filling that void right now. But with Carmelo, I don't think that would be the case. I think they would get a serious push.
I think it could be. Yeah, it could be a fun one. Braun Breaker still the NXT champion. Mandy Rose still the NXT Women's champion.
Oh, but
What'd you think about? So it was the way they did it was it was supposed to be Mandy Rose versus almost called her Kaylee Ray, Alba Fire.
Yeah.
And so it started early in the show with this cinematic piece of Mandy Rose and Toxic Attraction showing up at this haunted house, and then doing this whole thing, and the Toxic Attraction girls are getting, taken out or whatever.
Yeah.
Then they go through some of the card, and then here comes Mandy Rose and Alba Fire, and then they have their actual match, which ends up, and Toxic Attraction ends up interfering, and then Mandy Rose gets the pin. What do you think about that?
I liked it.
Yeah,
I'm always for something a little bit different. Like that's
it wasn't bad. It felt a little disjointed. I'll give it that.
Yeah, definitely. It wasn't like a
know.
masterpiece, but it's like, okay, so this is something that they may be willing to incorporate it little by little.
Yeah, but
it'll get better.
And in the haunted house, it felt like they were going through. What's the one they usually run down? The old Highland Mall location. What's that one called? House of Torment or something like that. Felt like they were going through one of those things.
That's kind of what it's kind of like watching 1960s Batman, It's like I expect that because it's not going to be, it's not always going to be like, right on the nose. It is going to be a little campy, but that's part of pro wrestling.
Yeah. So, like I said, all in all, it was a fine show. Roxanne Perez beat Cora Jade in the weapons match. And let's see, Julius Creed beat Damon Kemp in the ambulance match. So now Brutus stays in NXT. So, like I said, all in all, it was a fine show.
What, you weren't impressed with the main event? I mean, that was an amazing
main event was
match.
good. Main event was really good.
They beat the ever living hell out of each other.
They did. They really did.
And everybody looked good coming out of it.
And I'm trying to remember, who did Braun pin?
He pins.
Did he pin Dragunov?
Dragunov eats the pin, but
see, I don't know.
And McDonough, though, they kept on pushing him like he's going to be like the next superstar, and I can totally see that. He plays his character extremely well.
I would have rather seen McDonough get the pin on that one, but I guess they're saying, in fact, saw on NXT that they're going to have Dragunov versus McDonough. They're going to continue the rivalry that they started back at NXT UK.
Yeah, and I can see that being one of those co-main event features going forward.
Yeah.
While Braun, I guess he's going to occupy this NXT championship slot, but I mean, I think he's ready. Unless they're going to give him this amazing run or something.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of people are saying, okay, Mandy Rose wins again. She's still the NXT Women's Champ. Like, how much longer are you going to have her hold the title? I mean,
how long has she had it?
It'll be a year at least.
That's not awful. It's not awful.
It's not great though.
But it's not awful. I'd rather have her doing something like this than just kind of floundering.
I mean, I'll be honest. I'm a little bored with.
There's going to be a turning point. That somebody's going to turn on somebody.
I don't know.
That's the only way that makes any sense.
Yeah. Well,
because
we'll see what happens.
Because you're going to talk about Monday night at some point, and I don't know if that did the level for anybody else.
Yeah. Friday night on SmackDown. So Logan Paul knocks out Jey Uso.
Legitimate.
Who went against Roman's orders. Roman had ordered via Sami Zayn, don't mess with, Logan Paul. Jey Uso admitted that he's a hothead, went out there, messed with him, gets knocked out. And so now we got this whole disarray. Apparently this Friday on SmackDown, which is being moved to FS1 because of the World Series, Roman's coming, and there's going to be hell to pay for Jey Uso because he disobeyed. And it's funny, but at the same time, and we'll preview Crown Jewel next week. It may be in a podcast only segment, but we'll preview it. I mean, there is nobody on this earth that thinks Logan Paul has a shot at beating Roman Reigns, but it could be entertaining. We'll see.
Maybe not, but I mean, he does come in with a legitimate boxing background, though. So it is
okay. Let's hold on. I mean, legitimate. Okay, maybe, but that's kind of like saying, what was it? Randy Gregory had a legitimate MMA career. Not really.
I mean, he trained
he
for a pro
trained,
fight.
yeah. But he didn't
this
do
guy's
well.
had multiple fights, but this guy
Yeah.
has one. So I'm like, it works for me.
Yeah. The other big happening, and I do mean big, Braun Strowman and Omos facing off, the two giants.
I'm surprised that they're giving us this match this soon, but I can imagine that this was a special request.
Yeah. So they're gonna face each other at Crown Jewel.
Are they going to have to get a special ring?
Reinforce it, maybe do the whole, unless they want to do the whole ring collapse spot. I don't know.
I believe that. I would believe that. I want to see how this is. There's something like a big super Haas match. Super Haas.
Big meaty man, slappy meat, as Big E would say. So this would be the ultimate in Haas matches. So, Monday Night Raw, Nikki Cross.
Yeah, that's what I was.
The unhinged Nikki Cross returns. We don't have the almost a superhero anymore. She has ditched the cape and the mask and comes out. It was in the main event. It was Bianca Belair and Bayley in a non-title match. And there was the spot where Io Sky and Dakota Kai are outside. They had interfered, and the referee was outside with them. He was about to toss them. They all turn and look, and here comes. We didn't know it was Nikki Cross at the time.
No, it's maroon and shimmer
just,
jacket. You can't really see her face is obstructed.
Does the dive. Then she gets in the ring, starts, or what was it?
She beats up one of them.
She
and then
beat
beats
up
up
Bianca.
the other. Yeah.
And Bayley gets Bianca got the visual pin, but Nikki Cross comes in, breaks it up, beats her up.
Let's Bayley,
and then here comes Jessica Cara, the backup referee, counts the 3, so Bayley gets the actual win.
Ding ding ding.
But then Nikki Cross goes after Bayley.
Yeah.
So basically, Nikki Cross is going after everybody.
And then Crazy faces the camera as we cut.
Yes.
So Stu.
So we're back to sanity version
now,
of Nikki Cross.
Let me ask you, because you tend to be the one, like anytime we talk about characters, that you're like, let's just go back, especially like with Alexa Bliss, like let's just go back to regular Alexa.
Yeah.
So they've done that with Nikki. It's like they have gone back to original crazy, unhinged Nikki Cross.
Yeah, the one that we saw in Sanity.
Now, the crowd reaction wasn't like amazing, at least from what I heard. I was watching the West Coast version, so like at 1 a.m. So I didn't have the TV loud, but it didn't sound loud either.
I think they were confused, quite honestly, because you had her beating up
both
the heel and the babyface, so you didn't really know which way to go with her.
She's like tweener right now, super tweener.
I guess. I mean, but it just, I don't know. It was weird. So.
I mean, I'm happy that she's back. That's for sure. Because
yeah.
I'm always liking to have comparable competitors in a division and one that's been a former champion.
Absolutely.
So you never know when she can get that push again.
Yeah. I mean, let's see. I'm willing to let's see what happens with it, and I'll be it'll be intriguing. For sure. So, yeah, that was interesting. So, Let's switch gears to AEW.
Good match though.
It was a good match.
For the main event.
It was a good
really
match,
good.
Yeah. Switch gears to AEW. Have you watched much of Willow Nightingale?
I can't say that I have.
I tell you what, she comes out, and it is one of those. She has a great smile. She comes out. She's a hell of a hand, and it's almost like she brightens everything, and it's one of those you feel good at watching her. So she had a match on Rampage.
Mm-hmm.
She wins. Tony Schiavone's in the ring. Comes up to her, about to interview, and say, "Oh, by the way, congratulations, Willow Nightingale, you are now officially all elite." And they show the graphic.
Oh, that's cool.
She just got signed.
Yeah.
And, of course, Willow Nightingale, emotional, gives Tony a big old hug. So, congratulations to Willow Nightingale getting signed with AEW.
See, it's reasons like this I need AEW to survive.
Yeah.
All the other stuff, because
good
we
stuff.
need competition's good, and we need places for everybody to get a chance. You know?
Absolutely. Last week, Hangman Adam Page, we saw where he suffered the concussion during the title match with Jon Moxley. He did go on Twitter a couple days afterwards, said he's, quote, doing all right and feeling good. So he is in concussion protocols, but hopefully he will be back soon, and we do want to wish the best to the Hangman on a speedy recovery.
Man, they have not had any luck when it's come to the injuries this year.
Yeah, I know. It's been nuts.
It's been all top performers.
Yeah. We did see last week on Dynamite Orange Cassidy beating Pac.
Yeah.
So now he is the new All-Atlantic champion, whatever that means. And then on Friday defended it against Roosh and 10 from the Dark Order, Preston Vance, and succeeded. So Orange is still your All-Atlantic champion. You see how he carries it in the backpack. He's so Orange Cassidy. So good stuff on that one. FTR is going to be busy for a bit. First of all, and if you're listening to us on the Horn, you will have already seen this. But Wednesday night on Dynamite, FTR faces Swerve in Our Glory for a match determining the number one contenders to the AEW World Tag Team Championships, currently held by the Acclaimed. But they are heading to Japan. They are going to defend their IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team titles at New Japan Pro Wrestling's Battle Autumn, November 5th in Osaka. And then they're also going to defend their AAA Tag Team titles December 28th in Acapulco against Dragon Lee and Dralistico.
I mean,
so they're going to be busy.
Not a bad post-Christmas, spot to go visit. That's for sure.
So they are going to be busy. So, and then word around the campfire, and this actually came from Dave Meltzer in the Wrestling Observer newsletter. AEW are in talks. He reports AEW are in talks with CM Punk for a buyout of his contract. The holdup right now is on the non-compete clause. I got to believe that's because CM Punk at least believes maybe he wants to go back to WWE.
I mean, the fact that he wants to continue wrestling, which is because the way to get around the no-compete clause, obviously, is you just stick him on a talk show like you did before.
Right.
Or you have him show up as an announcer or something like that, or some other on-screen role, but he doesn't actually wrestle. We've seen it in the past before.
Well, yeah, but I think
even if he wants to
I think the non-compete would mean you can't show up
anywhere.
Yeah, on TV.
Yeah, another wrestling
You can
company.
do indie dates if you want, but no WWE, no Impact.
But my thing is like, even if he goes to WWE, do you really want to see him with like the direction they're starting to go in?
Well, and at least if you again, the word around the campfire is that I think there may have been a little interest at one time, but I'm not sure there's interest right now.
I mean, the roster is pretty stacked right now. I don't see and they have a good thing going.
That's the thing. I think there's also there is a stink for lack of a better term, on Punk about, what everything that happened to the AEW locker room after All Out. There's a little bit of stink on him for that.
Well, I mean, you go back to that promo that everybody that ended up being legendary, right? Where Triple H is basically telling Punk like, "Oh, you think you're the good guy, but in actuality, you're this, this, and this." And everybody, that was just. It kind of feels now that we've seen what we've seen here recently that was more of like a deeper cut promo than once originally thought way back then.
And there might have been maybe a
sliver
or two of truth to it. Yeah,
that's what it seems like. And I can get where they might bring him back because he does draw. He drew well for AEW. I understand that. And they might give him like a part-time legend role or something like that, but I wouldn't want to see him as like a full-time roster member.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. As I said, they're in talks for the for a buyout, but it hadn't happened
Do
yet.
You have interest? Because I really don't, though.
I don't know.
I saw what I needed to see, and he got hurt again.
Well, and that's the thing. Yeah, he's
like
he's
seriously
still
hurt.
nursing an injury, so I don't know. I think there would be at least some short-term intrigue. CM Punk in a WWE ring, but that's really short-term.
Because
just for the sake of seeing him back in WWE. Because remember, he sued the WWE.
Yeah.
He and Colt Cabana sued him.
I know, but he showed up.
Medical
He showed
people.
back up on television for them before he went to.
Well, but he was working for Fox.
Yeah.
On the what was it, WWE backstage? But he was signed by Fox. He wasn't signed by WWE.
No, I understand, but I mean, he performed under a WWE banner.
Well, technically, he was performing under the Fox banner.
Yes,
on a WWE
show,
talk show.
Yeah.
So
and
I will see. I
mean, but that's all that short-term intrigue is going to be. It's like what you said, like him in the ring, and then it's going to be like, okay, so why did you do what did you do? Why did you do what you did at the other place?
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. All right. We're going to take a quick time out. When we come back, NWA has a pay-per-view coming up called Hard Times 3, and we will hear from Dak Draper, good friend of ours, about his national heavyweight title match coming up next on Sports Guys Talking Wrestling on the Horn. And as I said, the Dak Draper interview is actually in the can. That segment is in the can. Again, you can check out the radio show tomorrow night on the Horn, or get the podcast as soon as it's posted. It'll get posted late tonight, and you can hear it there.
So when's this pay-per-view?
The NWA pay-per-view, Hard Times 3, is November 12th.
Okay.
In New Orleans. And as I mentioned earlier, had talked to Dak Draper, I think it was Thursday of last week, and then this morning talked to Nick Aldis, the former two-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion.
Is he still with them?
He's still with the NWA. Yeah, he's got a match.
Okay.
And it was a great conversation. Really enjoyed it. That will the video is actually on our YouTube page. Go search Sports Guys Talking Wrestling. The interview will be part of next week's radio show and podcast. So
he was really one guy I was hoping that would go to either AEW or WWE.
It's an interesting deal, and we talk a bit about him, his longevity in the NWA. He is right.
That was the perfect start to that company. Was that run that they gave him?
Yeah,
and the one I guess rightfully.
Well,
obviously.
and because of that, he is, and rightfully so, he is the face of the NWA right now.
I know, and that's why it's weird not to have him in the main title picture at all. And I get that they want fresh blood at the top, but I think
that's it. Remember, he held that title for the better part of the last 3-4 years.
I know, but the run was going so well that I felt like it could have continued.
Well, and there could be another run, but
I mean,
think right now
he definitely deserves another run with somebody's title. It might not be that one, but it could be another company, but somebody's title.
Well, we'll see what happens, but it was a good conversation nonetheless. So, Dak Draper, hear that on the radio show tomorrow night, and then Nick Aldis next week on the show. Next week's gonna be, we got a bit of a packed show next week. Nick Aldis. We'll preview the Inspire After Death has the Forbidden War show coming up next Thursday night.
You're gonna have to ask him to start changing the titles of the shows so you can
Pinballs.
pronounce the names easier.
No, I remembered it. I just had to think about it for a second. So we'll have to do that, and then, as I mentioned, we'll probably do a preview of Crown Jewel, podcast only segment. So, let's do the third segment and YouTube, Twitch. I'm gonna mute you here in just a bit. Be right back. Back here on Sports Guys Talking Wrestling, Stu Myrick, Justin Smash Simmons. Continue with the Halloween theme with the Vampire Warrior Gangrel.
Yeah, so we have one...
And that Brood music. I love that Brood theme.
So we had like one Freddy Krueger-esque character, one Crow character, and then one semi-vampire character.
Yep.
Man, hit them all. Nice.
Hey, there you go.
The only one we were missing was the Yeti.
The Yeti! we had him at the show in Atlanta.
I know.
And Shivani was there, and he screamed out, "The Yeti!" So, I got a couple of independent cards to tell you about. We will start in Bryan. Lions Pride Sports presents Haunting at Halftime Friday at halftime at Highway 21 Bar Club in Bryan. Bell time 8 p.m. Central. Zane Valero, Matthias, Drake Durden, and more. That's Lion Pride Sports this Friday night in Bryan. And then Heart of Texas Wrestling presents All Hallows Eve Sunday at the MPX Event Center in Bedford. Bell time 6 p.m. Central. Brian Keith, Sam Stackhouse, J.D. Griffin, Aaron Mercer, and more. That is Heart of Texas Wrestling this Sunday in Bedford. And that's a look at independent wrestling around the area. Wherever you may be, go out and support independent wrestling. As I mentioned, next week we will preview Inspire After Death's Forbidden War show next Thursday night at Pinballs, the Lake Creek location here in Austin. Should be a fun one. So WWE has announced that Elimination Chamber will be in Montreal.
Nice.
And it will take place on Saturday, February 18th.
So that's after
of
the
2023. I believe, yes, that is the weekend after Super Bowl 57.
Dang, that's a brutal way to go into WrestleMania. When's WrestleMania? April?
It'll be in April.
Right?
Yeah, April in Los Angeles. So yeah, Elimination Chamber in Montreal. So it'll be going nuts for Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Can you imagine if they were like near the title picture by then? Oh
Crazy.
My gosh.
Maybe they'll be tag champs. Who knows? Football this weekend. We will start Thursday night. LBJ. See here, they hung 82.
Yeah.
On what was it? Travis. It wasn't Travis. Yeah. So anyway, LBJ taking on East Side. That'll be at Nelson Field. Pre-game 7:15 p.m. Central. Kickoff 7:30 p.m. Central on 105.3 The Bat. I believe Craig Way on the call again for the LBJ Jaguars.
I mean, I was feeling bad for the Travis kids, but at the same token, it's like the reserves want to play hard too, and they want to play, so they're going to play hard.
Yeah, it happens. So Friday night, let's start with Lake Travis coming off that loss to Dripping Springs. That was a heartbreaker. They got to bounce back. They go to House Park again, their second visit to downtown Austin. They will take on Austin High. Pre-game, 7:15 p.m. Central. Kickoff, 7:30 p.m. Central. Mark Honig, Bucky Godbolt in the booth. I will be on the sidelines, and you can hear that on the Horn 104.9 FM.
Are y'all going to be disappointed if you don't get a Thriller halftime dance?
I think we will. Bucky and I were talking about that last week. It seems, Halloween weekend, every drill team in the state of Texas seems to have to do a routine to Thriller. So I think we'll be slightly disappointed. Meanwhile, Vandergrift and Vista Ridge, big rivalry game. That'll be at Monroe Memorial Stadium. Pregame, 6:45 p.m. Central. Kickoff, 7 p.m. Central. Merle Bertrand and the crew. And you hear that on 101.9 FM and AM 1260. No Longhorns on Saturday. They have the bye coming off the loss to Oklahoma State. Next week they travel to Kansas State. Sunday, Dallas Cowboys, big win over Detroit. They host again. They'll be hosting the Bears. Pregame, 11 a.m. Central. Kickoff at straight up noon. Brad Sham, Babe Laughlin-Berg, and the crew. And you can hear that on the horn.
Cowboys hit the spread. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah. And then this isn't on radio, but hey, I gotta give it a little love. Austin FC, in their second year of existence, will play in the MLS Cup Western Conference Finals. They faced LAFC in Los Angeles at Bank of California Stadium.
That's going to be a tough matchup.
I know, but that was a hell of a game.
But you know what?
Sunday night. And let's not forget, Austin FC's beat LAFC twice this season.
That's exactly where I was getting at. In the grand scheme of things, even though we didn't get a chance to host because of the Galaxy one, that's what would have happened.
Yeah.
We don't play well against the Galaxy, for some reason, but we do play well against LAFC. So I was like, this isn't an awful matchup, but obviously their fans are going to be riled up.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's a lot on the line, but
I bet
why did they give us the early kickoff, though?
I'm okay with that.
No, we should have been the primetime game, especially since it's out on the West Coast. That means they're kicking off like at 11.
Well, they'd be kicking off. It'd be noon West Coast because it's 2 o'clock.
Okay,
Central.
but still, I mean, why?
That's the, and I think partly because ESPN wanted it. Because ESPN has the West, and I think Fox or FS1 has the East.
But I'm just like, we all know that the primetime slot is the bigger deal. And
at this point, hey, I'm not worried about it. The winner goes to the MLS Cup Finals. They will face either Philadelphia Union or NYCFC. But yeah, MLS Cup Western Conference Finals. Austin FC, the Verde, taking on LAFC Sunday at 2 p.m. Central. You can watch it on ABC.
Do I get a ring if we win the whole thing? Because I did do one match technically.
You did, yeah.
They did pay me now, which I appreciate.
Yeah. I don't know.
Do I get a ring too? Like a really small one, something?
I'll definitely have to get some merch. I mean, but yeah, you got to give all the credit in the world, Josh Wolf and everybody at Austin FC. Sebastian Drusi, who should be the league MVP.
Yeah,
that was just such a great game Sunday night. So
congrats to Stu. He got
Brad Stuber.
I know he's getting the USA camp tryout at least. So I'm not sure if he'll make it to the World Cup team, but he'll have a chance.
He's one of my favorite players to talk to after the game. Always just a good guy, and could not the save he made.
Mm-hmm.
That one save where he hit it with his foot.
Yeah.
I mean, that was unreal. So, yeah. Anyway, the Verde this Sunday going for the Western Conference. That'll do it for this week's Sports Guys Talking Wrestling. You can follow Justin the Smash Simmons on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch at The Smash Simmons. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Stu Myrick. That's STEWMYRICK. You can follow the show on Twitter and Twitch at SGTWATX. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Sports Guys Talking Wrestling. We live stream on YouTube and Twitch most Tuesday nights, 7:30 p.m. Central. You can catch us Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Central on the flagship radio station for the University of Texas and your radio home in Austin for the Dallas Cowboys. We are The Horn, 104.9, 101.9 FM and AM 1260. Or you can catch us anytime on demand by either going to hornfm.com and click on the On Air tab, or by subscribing to your favorite podcast provider. Make sure you rate and review us while you're there. For Justin, I'm Stu. Thank you so much for giving us a little bit of your time tonight. Happy Halloween, And we will see you at the matches.
Goodbye and good night. Bang!
And there we go. And Joe Gacy's about to reveal the new member of the Schism.
I know. I was gonna take off, but I want to see this first.
Yeah, let's see who they got as a member of the Schism. Such a
Is
weird
it
name.
T-Bar?
God, I hope not.
I hope so.
Hey,
he's supposed to be repackaged.
Don't know because he burned the mask. So
Yeah,
I'm hoping he just comes back as
but that's all
Dominic
theory.
Dijakovic.
I mean, that's what I'm referring to. He doesn't have to beat T-Bar. I'm just saying. I hope that's him. That would be a cool one, and let him get back to doing big guy athletic things.
Yeah, it's maybe. Although they have a big guy. It's I forget which one. One of them that you know, formerly the Grizzled Young Veterans. One of them's kind of big, so
I know, but
they did a
Dijak's
video.
like 6'7" legit though.
Yeah, they did a video, a vignette earlier on NXT about that. So, let's see. By the way, I didn't even notice. They had 2 tag title matches. Did Pretty Deadly retain?
What right now?
Yeah.
I think so. I was
So
kind of
basically, 2 tag team title matches and both champions retained. They did a dusty finish for the women's tag. It was Chance and Carter against Nikita Lyons and Zoe Starks, and Zoe gets the pin. And they thought they won it, but then apparently there was a blind tag, and so they had to restart the match, and then Chance and Carter get the win.
Isn't a dusty finish like honoring Dusty every time you do one?
But in this sense, it's not like a
I mean,
compliment.
it's never really been a good thing.
No,
that's just
it
it.
has not. It has not. I mean, God bless him, but yeah, those finishes just frustrating as all get out. So, oh man,
What did R-Truth do in NXT today?
I
didn't know that he
wrestled
was there.
Grayson Waller.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, he came out. So it was Wesley came out with the North American title. He was thanking everybody, you know, give him love for everybody that's been behind him. Grayson Waller comes out, makes some noise, you know, and then here comes R-Truth, and R-Truth, I think, beats Grayson Waller.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, they retained.
Okay,
I
they
just
did
verified.
retain. All right.
But like, okay. I mean, did you see the promo that Shelton Benjamin had on Main Event last week? No.
I don't watch Main Event.
Oh yeah. I mean, but you didn't catch it. Like, it was pretty popular on social media.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like trending. At least.
I mean, Shelton Benjamin is a fantastic wrestler. He's been one, and he has been for a long time, and he's.
Well, he was talking about how he used to be like the gold standard, but now he's nothing, and that he wants to try to get back to that level. And he sounded real motivated and passionate. That's probably the best I've ever heard him talk under a WWE microphone.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was really good. So I'm hoping that they do something with him.
I hope so too. I mean,
I wouldn't mind seeing him in Truth in like a legitimate tag team that does take the belts.
Wouldn't be bad.
And I hope that they do more with what's his name? With Gable.
Jay Gable?
Yeah.
Well, he's part of Alpha Academy with Otis.
Yeah, but I mean, he deserves more. I mean, he's been such a great performer. Like,
Meanwhile,
in-ring
here's
character.
Zoe Stark looking frustrated.
Why?
Because they pinned. She got the
Dusty
pin.
finish. Got
Yeah.
it. Man, the acting is not these people's strong points.
No, it's not. It's not.
It's okay. They're getting better. Did you see that Cora Jade and like Braun Breaker like a thing?
Yeah, that's nice. All right.
It's
It's heartbeat. Hey, it's the heartbeat of Austin ceremony. Oh wait, no, it's not that. It's the hell. Okay, so we got 4 people with masks on.
Isn't that the schism?
I assume it's the schism. I assume one of them is Joe Gacy. I assume 2 of them are the dyad. Well, there's Gacy.
How can you tell? The hair?
Short hair, yeah. Short hair and the build. So they're the 2s. Because the bloodline, we the ones.
It's true though. Wouldn't it be funny
Wrath.
if Sami Zayn ends up being the guy who beats Roman Reigns for the championship? You wouldn't want to see that.
I'm not sure I'd want to see that one.
It'd be poetic justice. Fitting too.
I think I would be thrilled with seeing him and Kevin Owens beat the Usos for the tag titles. All right, so we got it's the guy in the red hoodie. So we got the schism in the ring right now. Joe Gacy giving his promo, which probably could be a cure for insomnia.
Somebody's like spinning their title belt in the background. It was looking a little hypnotizing.
So you got that's one of the dyad. That's and I forget his name, but NXT is a den of selfishness and greed. Okay, sure. But anyway, so we're waiting on the reveal here.
It looks like what's his name? The Colossus of Bago Road. Nathan Jones? Was that who it was?
Nathan Jones was black.
No. The guy that was going to wrestle The Undertaker, he was Australian.
Oh, I don't remember.
And then, he was so bad.
They're so bad they said, never mind.
Yeah, he was supposed to be his tag team partner or something like that.
All right, there's the other half of the dyad.
And something Jones.
Odyssey Jones. No,
this guy was Australian.
I don't remember.
Pretty sure it's Nathan.
Okay. And we're still talking. And we're still talking. They were wearing yellow masks. Remember in Impact they had the DCC?
Mm-hmm.
Ended up being James Storm, Eddie Kingston, and Homicide maybe?
I think it was Homicide.
That was a weird grouping. All right.
I mean, when you really think about Lance Storm was getting a heavy push the year that WCW was going out of business.
Oh, he was great.
I mean,
he found his way in WWE.
I know, but think about it. I mean, at one point he was holding 3 titles, right?
Yes, because they rebranded them all, Canadian stuff.
But he was always featured in 2, 3, 4 segments, every Monday and Thursday. So
I could be serious for a moment.
So I felt if they were still around later on before they got purchased, he might have been a world champion there.
It's a girl. It's a girl. All right. Yeah, it's leather skirt.
Okay, that's an interesting twist. They're yelling, take it off. But she's wearing a hoodie and a mask.
The hell? Red and black hair.
It's Eva Marie?
No. No, not skinny enough. Is The Rock's daughter.
Oh, wow. Okay, so she's ready, huh?
Simone Johnson. Wow. Okay. Ava Ray.
Rain or Ray?
I thought it was Ray.
I heard Rain.
Okay, maybe it was Rain.
We sure it wasn't Rains?
She's got 2 nose piercings, by the way.
And she's tall.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. That's a bit of a development. The daughter of The Rock.
I mean, honestly, though, if it wasn't her, I was going to start getting disappointed here because I was like, this is a long time to introduce nobody.
I know. Yeah. It was,
Okay, so in the end, that was befitting of somebody that they obviously had big plans for.
You would think. I mean, we'll see what happens.
I mean, good luck to her. That's tough.
It is tough.
To be, you know how it is, to be the child of a great performer.
Really, yeah.
Like,
not just great, one of the greatest.
Like, how could you outdo them? You know, that's so hard.
I mean, but then you look at Charlotte Flair. You look at Natalya Neidhart. You look at some of the others that have come through.
I would say, well, I mean, Charlotte Flair is probably the one that's had like a great wrestler. Because I was like, oh, I really do like Cowboy Bob, but I mean, like Randy surpassed him. But I mean, Cowboy Bob, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, do you consider him great? I mean, what considers a great wrestler? I mean, because think about it, he was at the top of the cards during WrestleMania.
He was a legend,
and was already like a top guy before
Missouri
that,
area,
right? In the history,
and then they run they're going to run a promo for Young Rock,
as they should.
And apparently, I guess they've got an episode coming up where he meets Hulk Hogan.
I'm so looking forward to this.
Should be interesting.
I love Young Rock.
Yeah,
I've watched all of it.
Oh, all right. Well, now that we know who the new member of the Schism is, we're going to sign off. Again, we will be back next week. As I mentioned, got interviews, got previews, all that good stuff. But for now, for Justin, I'm Stu. Have a great rest of your week. Have a great weekend. We'll see.